Hello, everyone. Thanks for being patient. We are here to discuss the new show, the new HBO show within the DC universe, Lanterns. They taken the green from the title and just called it Lanterns. But let's discuss it. My name is Caesar Superior. I am not here by myself. I'm joined by my co-host, Vibrating Vic. How's it going over there?
I'm dying at your intro.
Man, that's look. We'll talk
Oh
about it because I had some.
man, that was too funny, man.
That was how I was feeling.
I had
But
a, I had a feeling too, like that's why I'm dying. All right,
mm,
let's do this.
and
Oh,
we're joined this week yet again by our good friend, the Lawrence Report, right here on YouTube. Uh, Tell us about your thoughts quickly about the show, and also if you're watching, please support the Lawrence Report's YouTube channel. I believe last time I saw earlier, he's only one subscriber away from hitting 1,000 subscribers. So help him
hey,
reach that milestone. If you're watching,
no
go ahead and
doubt.
subscribe on our boy. But
That's only by
thoughts about the
Kate.
episode?
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good first pilot episode, good introduction. You know what I'm saying? They laying down the foundation. Of course, as we go on, the episodes will pick up, it'll get more tense and I had to rock my y'all see that? You know what I
Mm,
mean? And bright as day, y'all lucky ain't got my ring on me. Y'all lucky ain't got my ring. But
okay,
Nice.
but
Okay.
yeah, I like it. I like it. Like I said, it's a good introduction. It kept me on my toes. I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen next.
See, for me, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know how I'm feeling. But before we get into the episode proper, we do have a little bit of news to discuss because there's a lot happening on these comic book movie streets. And I wanted to discuss it with you guys. Firstly, but not lastly, we have some news about the actual show we're discussing. Apparently, Lanterns had the biggest debut of all time for DC series. So this is coming to us from Complex Pop. It said DC Studio series pulled in 9.3 million viewers across HBO and HBO Max within the first 3 days, making it the biggest DC Studios premiere on the platform. Shocking to me. I don't know. How did you guys feel about that? Because the Penguin was like that. I don't
Facts.
know. Penguin
No,
was
true. I
good.
mean, no, they lately have been able to bring some hitters when it
Yeah.
comes to their shows. Their movies, not so much, but the shows, yeah. Uh, and I
Yeah.
think people anticipated this because the other thing is like Green Lantern is a character that's been shitted on for a long time,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we need something fresh, we need something new, we need something different, and I think we're gonna get it.
So you think that's what contributed to the high numbers of the fact that we haven't had much lanterns as opposed to like Batman?
Well,
Right.
yeah, of course, he's somebody that gets overlooked a lot.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Lawrence?
Yeah, I mean, I think anticipation was there for the Green Lantern. Like, I mean, I'm not into the villain spinoffs that Marvel or DC like to do, so I didn't even waste my time watching the Pink one. I know a lot of people loved it. Respect to
Ooh.
them, everybody got what they love, but for me, I'm like, if it's not about the hero, I'm not gonna watch it. But no, the anticipation for Lanterns was real. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
think I can go out on a limb and say this right here, which I think is true. When Aaron Pierre did Rebel Ridge, that was his
Oh.
audition for Lanterns. Keep in mind, he was without his audition for John Stewart. Keep in mind, he was wearing a green shirt in Rebel Ridge. So I think
Mm,
James Gunn, Peter Safran, all them other people at the top, they saw that. It's like, okay, we want this guy to be our Lantern. So yeah, the anticipation was high. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? So and like Vic said, you know what I mean? Like a lot of times they kind of looked over lanterns because you had all these Batman movies, Batman cartoons. Like this is different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
know what? I did see the Rebel Ridge. I believe that's the name of the movie.
mhm.
When it came out, and I was impressed with his performance. Did I
Yeah.
look at him immediately and see John Stewart? Not necessarily. And in fact, I think when it was first announced that he was cast, I was a little disappointed because, like our Storm, I was hoping for a darker skinned representation as he's portrayed in, the comic books and the TV shows that I've seen him in. But Aaron Pierre is very much not that. But I did like his performance in this episode. I'll give him that. I could definitely the stoicness, the professionalism. I could see why it was cast once I looked at the performance of that he gave in this episode.
Mm.
Um, but
I
let's
agree.
move on to a bit more DCU news because there's been I'm going to call this the good and the bad, right? Because there's been a lot of news with upcoming series and movies with the DCU. So we have a lot to talk about. Just quickly, Paradise Lost, which was supposed to be a series for the Wonder Woman franchise, has been canceled alongside with a live action Waller series, which has been canceled. The
Mm,
Penguin season 2 has been put on hold.
mm.
Catwoman and Poison Ivy series have been rejected, which was
And
that
yeah,
was the craziest news that I heard. New Wonder Woman project, which would be a movie, has been kind of like spearheaded. So we're getting a new Wonder Woman movie. Booster Gold series needs to find a new showrunner. And finally, the Jimmy Olsen series will begin filming this month in August. A
nice.
lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff has happened. Most disappointedly, at least to me, was the Catwoman series being rejected by HBO. Like, are you
That
serious?
is
And it's allegedly
that as well.
the star, Zoe Kravitz. So it was supposed to be within the same world, like the Penguin.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes,
Damn, they dropping the ball right
they dropping the
now.
ball.
That's perfect. What?
Yes. And
Oh
it's
my
like, when
god.
did the movie? I feel like the Batman came out in like 2021, 2022. It's been several years.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I wonder what led to that decision. We'll talk about what maybe had like a pinch to do with it. But thoughts on all of this news here, the Lawrence report. What do you think about this here?
Man,
You,
imagine if they added her mother. Oh my god.
Oh,
Super Supergirl. You say you wonder what led to the decision, Supergirl, because
so
Supergirl tanked, right? And
mm,
that's why they was like, if it's not Wonder Woman, who's like the top female, any other female projects, period. This is what I'm going off of, right? Any
mm,
other female projects, period, right now, we can't green light. The one that I was most disappointed in
mm,
was the Paradise Lost, right? Because
mm,
I read that that was gonna be like a Game of Thrones style type, and you also would have introduced Nubia, who is Wonder Woman's half sister. That's the black Wonder Woman, in case nobody didn't know. But you
yeah.
would have also introduced Nubia. So Nubia, Game of Thrones, and y'all canceled that right there. I
Mm,
mean, I really don't care about Jimmy Olsen. I did see the news today about yeah, my bad. Jimmy Olsen. I'm like James Gunn. Hold on, bro. You got to get Flash going.
uh-huh.
Aquaman. You still got
Right.
to get your Batman. You got
Talk
y'all
about it.
about y'all about to make me spaz out, but James Gunn guy gets A-listers. These little C, The Authority, Jimmy Olsen, these little C D-list shows. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what are we doing? You gotta stop establish your A-list top dudes. You do that stuff after you get the Wonder Woman, the Batman, Superman, the Flash, the Cyborg. What you know what I'm saying? That's down the line. DC is
I
not it's
mean, but
not
wait,
looking
wait a minute,
good.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold on. What's up,
You
Vic?
you
Wait, 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 wait.
you absolutely right. However, all those names you just mentioned
Uh-huh.
have been established for decades.
Okay,
That's
okay.
true.
They've been
That's true.
established for decades.
Uh-huh.
Like putting a little filler into Jimmy Olsen,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a nice little side business. Honestly. You know what I mean?
It's giving
I don't
sexy.
need to invest much. They don't need to do any much CGI. They can
Right.
Okay.
tell a nice story
Okay.
and dive deep into a character that's also been a side character for decades.
Yeah.
People might want to dive a little more into this and check it out a little more, honestly, because
But
another Superman movie, like another, you know what I'm saying? Like
uh-huh.
it's been done.
The, the, the,
I really like the fact that they're doing this, honestly.
I could give a damn. I could give a damn about Jimmy Olsen respectfully.
No, I
Respectfully.
hear you.
Why?
I
The
hear
fact
you.
that
But
we're
there's
missing
gonna be
out.
people that want it.
the fact that we're missing out on a Catwoman and Poison Ivy like spin-off series live action
That
That would
costs
have
a
been
lot more
good.
is
money.
crazy. Huh?
That costs a lot more
What?
money.
Because Catwoman ain't got no powers for real. She's just out here whipping and dipping and doing it. She don't
Yeah,
got
but you got
she.
to train for that. You got to train for that. You got to do a whole lot. Jimmy Kimmel just got to run around. I say Jimmy
But
Kimmel.
I've
Just
heard
got
that
to
it's
run
also
around and take
supposed to
pictures and
be
talk a lot of shit.
word on the curb is that it's also supposed to be featuring Gorilla Grodd. So they're going to have to use CGI to get this gorilla, this intelligent gorilla on the screen. I think it's just giving sexism. I
Yeah.
think it's just
Wow.
giving James Gunn maybe has a preference for Superman, and that's my favorite superhero. So,
I,
I
I
can't say much.
I'm just saying, if you don't introduce the Flash in the Gorilla Grodd, because that is one of the Flash's villains, which is
Mm,
Gorilla Grodd. If you don't introduce him at the end of the episode, I'm
mm.
like, yo, this would be a perfect opportunity to introduce the Flash. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my thoughts. They may not do that. They're probably not going to do that. But I mean, it'd be a great opportunity for James Gunn to do that.
Given that people wasn't feeling the last Flash, I don't know. Yeah, I could see them trying to revamp Flash, right? Easily. I don't know if
Yeah.
they would do I don't know that if they would do a reveal in a HBO series, though, only because
Right.
people would be required to have a subscription in order to
Right.
really get into it. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm very disappointed with the Catwoman Poison Ivy news. I'm also disappointed with the Waller news because Viola Davis is such a force. I want to see her in more things.
Facts.
Yeah, the Booster Gold, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know too much about Booster Gold. Oh, but and the Penguin was so good, and I'm surprised that you say you didn't want to watch or you didn't watch it because it was so fantastic
I
that
know.
there is a desire. There is like a large percentage of people who are ready for season two. So it's on hold now, but that leads us into our final segment before we discuss the show proper is it could potentially be on hold and all of these shows are potentially being not greenlit because according to our friends at comicbooknews.com, James
Mm.
Gunn's DC farewell is already written per insiders inside the WB Exodus. So you all can pause to read, but essentially they are saying that according to their insiders, James Gunn is in on the outs thanks to the merger that has recently happened. He is no longer following the end of his contract, which ends in 2027, going to be heading the DCEU. So this could potentially be a reason, if we are to believe their sources, this could potentially be a reason why all of these shows are like not getting greenlit. There's been some changes. Thoughts on the potential changing of the guard when it comes to the DCEU and James Gunn? What do you guys think about this? The Lawrence Report?
Do we have to restart again? I don't think DC is going to, fire James Gunn. I think they're going to keep him. I mean, I know that Supergirl didn't hit his mark. Superman was okay. I I, I just can't see it happening because I think between Clayface and Lanterns to close out this year right here, I think it's an okay record for James Gunn. But I
Mhm.
think next year, which I know his contract ends at the end of this year, but I think really what Superman does next year, I think that's really going to determine a lot of things.
Mm, I think so as well. If Superman does good, maybe they'll renew the contract. What do you think, Vic?
I think it's time for him to go.
Oh, controversial. Okay,
I think it's
why?
time for him to go. Like, I mean, you know, you get old and you lose touch. Straight
Yeah.
up, you get
Uh
old
huh.
and you lose touch, and like and I think it's a lot of catering that's going on.
Hmm.
He's got a lot of pressure. He's got a lot of catering to do. He just, he shouldn't be the top guy anymore. He should probably be in the back for now.
See, I have a love
Um,
hate relationship with James Gunn personally. I think some of his stuff could be a little self inserting like the Creature Commandos where he had
Right.
the main guy looking just like him, and his whole weird musical taste that like he's like determined to add into everything that he does. The music in Superman was horrible. The music in Creature Commandos was horrible. I'll be the one to say it.
Yeah.
And
Out of touch.
yeah, it's like I like a lot of his films. I'm not going to act as if I don't enjoy James Gunn, and his creative, what he makes. But sometimes, man, sometimes. But I honestly, if I had a choice, I would keep him on. I feel like let him cook, right? Let him cook. James Gunn has, he does have a record of making like, popular pieces of entertainment media, right? And not only that, he's very inclusive with his casting. He's not one of
Yeah.
those who want to cast specifically older white men, and I can appreciate that as a minority and a woman.
Well, I
So
hear you, but that's not new anymore.
it seemed like there's a lot of pushback. I'm surprised that we didn't hear any people complaining about Lantern. So what was his
You're
black?
always gonna have people complaining. Though. That's the thing. Like, that's never gonna be a thing. But my whole point is just that like in creatively,
Mm-hmm.
It's been inclusive for a while. So that's not, in my opinion, like that's not even the goal anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just think that he's out of touch. He's set in his ways, and whether things are now hit or miss. But mind
But
you, he's
also,
got
is
a
he
lot of
more out
pressure
of
on.
touch or set in his ways than Kevin Feige? Because I feel like
That's
they're.
another one.
Oh, you want Kevin Feige going too?
That's
We want we
another
want we
one.
want
Like,
both of
yo,
them
like
gone.
let's keep it real.
Dang,
they
dang,
on LeBron James status. Like, they still good, but they getting up there.
dang. Okay,
It's the truth.
okay.
Like, there needs to be um space for newer people, and I feel like these choices are safe
Mm-hmm.
for these big and for these big names that they put
Okay.
movies. You know what I mean? Like they're safe. They're safe. They're safe directors. They're people that are definitely going to put out quality, right? But it's getting to the point where either the expectations are high,
Okay.
or it's just they're out of touch.
All
And
right. All
I
right.
think
Well.
it's the latter.
Okay.
See,
Well.
I gotta say this right quick. I do agree with you when you said that he always inserts himself.
Uh-huh.
The streets told me that James Gunn cannot make a movie if it doesn't remind them of Guardians. Keep in mind, Superman got a whole
Oh.
ensemble. What do Guardians have? A whole ensemble. You look at what
Yeah.
they're doing with Superman 2, we basically got another version of the Justice League. We have basically 8 or 10 more new characters coming to the new one that's coming out next year. So it's like, can you make a movie without that type of ensemble? And do you
Yeah.
always have to insert what you like? Nobody asked for the authority, man. The
Uh,
authority? I understand
yeah.
maybe you want to do something different, right? I get it, but if you do something different, you got to go with the core. So let's say you do a Martian Manhunter TV show, right? People
Mhm.
would have loved seeing Martian Manhunter over the authority. I can guarantee you that.
Mm. But he likes writing an ensemble, and not only that, Supergirl was giving Guardians of the Galaxy a little bit too with the space and all of that. I can see that. I can see the
And,
chemistry.
and how long ago was that introduced?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was out forever ago.
And
Yeah.
that's
So
that's the thing.
Out of
we'll
touch.
see.
Out of touch.
We will see, guys. It's a lot.
I
I'll
mean,
give
at the end of the day, though, the fan base is big enough where it's gotten to the point.
uh-huh.
I mean, people can watch regardless. So,
Ugh.
they can watch
All right.
regardless.
Well, it
But
seems like
still, like let's still, because we ran out of time. I was talking about this.
yeah. Let us know in the chat what you think. If you think that if it's time for James Gunn to retire, even though he literally just got the job, y'all. I don't know, but let's talk
I
about
don't think he's the right person.
Lanterns episode 1. So essentially, we are getting a live action version of the Green Lanterns series, and it is starring not only Hal Jordan, but it's starring Jon Stewart, which is an interesting kind of take. And as soon as I saw this coming out, the first thing I thought was Men in Black. We got the white man with the black man, the young one learning how to do things. It was giving Men in Black to me, guys.
Yeah.
Um, even like there were certain points in the show that I was even thinking like, dang, it's definitely giving, Agent Agent K. But essentially we have our Jon Stewart. We get a little bit of backstory on him. Apparently, he's come from a home that is very, I'm going to say violent, because this scene was very shocking to me. The fact that his father has him like training in a way to be this young man without fear. And honestly, when I was looking at this, I was like, hold on, this could have been our Jon Stewart the whole time. I don't know. this
The
this
balls
this
on that guy. Like,
huh?
the confidence that guy's got to have
Uh-huh.
is incredible, because I would be scared shitless to try to teach my son a lesson to shoot an apple off the table. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
hey,
would
That's
be so scared to miss. Like,
quick question though, because that's how they did, some of those tactics back in the day. Would y'all want an apple shot off your head or a Joe Jackson belt?
a Joe Jackson belt all day.
bell. What the hell?
A
At least I know
Joe
I can
Jackson.
survive the bell. I might. What if he slip up? What if he get a little twitch? What if a spider land on his hand? And he gets scared and he shoot
Right.
me dead. Hell
Right.
no! This is crazy talk.
I would
Right.
take Joe Jackson all day.
Okay.
When I saw this, I was wondering, um, where was his mother? Where's his mother? And I'm thinking, just before the scene, there was the young version of Jon Stewart, this young man right here. He was watching the news, and it had Hal Jordan on there. And during this interview, Hal Jordan mentioned that the like the scariest thing a child can lose is their parent, or something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Someone did is his mother not at all in the picture? Is his mother like his mother abandoned him? Did his
She's
mother
co-
die?
she's coming. They who was it? Nicole Ari Parker? I think it's been cast as his mother.
Okay.
But she's supposed to be coming. I don't know when, but I think she got cast as his mother, I believe.
Oh, so where the hell is she? Because how you gonna let your baby get shot up? And clearly, this is something that's happened before, because there was a bunch of like bullet holes. So,
Mm-hmm.
are they both just shitty parents? Is this what we're meant to believe? I don't know. I don't know about this, guys.
Yeah.
But we also get our Hal Jordan. Now, when they announced the casting of Hal Jordan, I was so excited because I grew up late to the game with when it came to Friday Night Lights. But when I got on it, I was on it. I was rewatching the hell out of that series. And of course, Cal Chandler was the lead coach in Friday Night Lights. So seeing him again all of these years later, I'm so excited for him. I love him as an actor, and I really enjoyed his portrayal of Hal Jordan in this series. I'm not as familiar with Green Lantern's Hal Jordan in the comic books, so I'm not sure how far his portrayal of this character kind of deviates from that. But from what I'm seeing, I'm enjoying, because he's very like charismatic. Like, I don't, how can you not like Hal Jordan in this? I don't know. Thoughts, Vic? What did you think about Hal Jordan this episode?
Well, you see his evolution. You see how he is when he's younger on TV, inspiring people, and
Mhm.
then you see his
With the
evolution.
suit on.
Yeah, with the suit on and everything, and then you see his evolution of Jade,
Mhm.
right? And like and mind you, he says ties. When you're young, ties make you feel professional or some other sort, and
Mhm.
then when you get older and wiser, you realize ties are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I bet that he looks at a lot of things that way,
Mhm.
because he's clearly like just super sarcastic and like an asshole, and like something happened. So we're gonna get a lot of flashbacks. We're gonna
Okay.
see things from the past. From like this is literally gonna span the last 20 years a lot,
Okay.
and then continue moving forward. So I think it's gonna be a really nice story. The way that he's doing it, it's gonna be great. Like it's giving Butcher.
For me, For me, I was looking at him. I was like, hold on. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day. There was, and if I when I say this, I want y'all to come with me down this road because to me it was giving George W. Bush when
Mm.
Whoa.
he was saying, "Watch this drive," and he was like all of these jokes. That's what it was giving to me.
That's hilarious.
But thoughts to Lawrence reports. What do you think about Hal Jordan in this series?
Cocky, arrogant, and stuck up. I wasn't necessarily a fan of this
Oh,
Hal Jordan. You know what I'm saying? And the Hal Jordan from Justice League cartoon that I grew up watching, he was a little bit over the top as well, but not like this guy right here. It was like he was going to make John earn everything. He basically just trying to be like he was trying to big brother him a little bit too much, but I wasn't necessarily a fan of this version of Hal Jordan.
see, okay, I can understand. Imagine if you were the world's defender, right? Because according to Hal, there's only one lantern like on Earth. I don't know if it's per planet or if it's specifically just for Earth. But then you get the news that they try to find your replacement, and you not even dead, bruh. The ring hasn't even officially chosen this new guy, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh yeah, we got to get you up out of here."
Mhm. Mhm.
It resonates though.
Uh huh.
It resonates though. And oh, we got this AI. We're gonna replace you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is.
It
Bring the attention.
resonates. We want something shiny and new,
Yep.
and we need to replace you. Even though you good, even though you
Yeah,
got skill, even though you got experience, we need to,
we want to force you out, and not only
we
that,
need a
we
fresh
want you to
face.
train. We
And
want you to train the AI to do your job. That's what they get.
and, and mind you,
Yikes.
look how much prettier the younger one looks.
Facts.
You know what
Yep.
I'm
That's
saying?
exactly
Look
what they
how much
doing.
prettier, like, you know what I'm saying? And he knows how to follow orders.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He's not gonna. He says "sir" to everything.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
And then they already established in this episode that John Stewart can already use the ring. So that's what I'm confused about because Cal Chandler, as Hal Jordan, he mentioned that the ring hasn't yet chose John Stewart. So is it anyone can use a Green Lantern ring? I don't know what the lore is behind Green Lantern, but
It's
it
it's
seems. Go ahead.
it's will, like the power of will, right? They
Okay.
choose people that are like good-hearted, I guess you can say, like good-hearted humans, and it's a power of will. So like whenever, like even with Abin Sur, you know what I'm saying? He when he landed, and that's when what's the name? Hal basically got his ring. You know what I'm saying? He
Mm,
was an alien who landed on Earth, and I think he was I think it was a blue I think it was a blue alien if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
But you get chosen through you doing good things by you being a good people's person, basically.
Oh, so this is like another Mjolnir?
Right.
So could
Yeah.
Captain America, could he be a Green Lantern?
Oh yeah,
Um.
definitely.
Yeah. With the
I mean,
power.
What?
look, look,
I
look.
Vision?
mean.
He could
I
be
mean.
Green Lantern because and mind you, he got Mjolnir. What's it called? The
Yeah,
hammer.
Yeah.
Mjolnir, yeah, the hammer.
Thank you.
Yep. It's kind of like exactly like Mjolnir. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we saw Captain America get Mjolnir, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I know
So,
you can build it.
yep. So you could see like Batman in the comics or Superman hold on to that ring right there.
Mhm.
Batman. Well, I guess maybe because you're saying it's will based versus Mjolnir, which is like you have to be worthy kind of based.
Worthy. Right. Yep.
Okay, okay, maybe. All right,
Hmm. Yep.
I'll roll with it. So, Lawrence Report, since you're more familiar with Ring and how it was depicted on in comic books and cartoons, how do you feel about how the Ring looks in this live action? Is it given Green Lanterns, or are you disappointed with the look at all? How do you feel about
No,
the
I like the ring. I just think it needs to be like lit up a little bit more in the middle, and maybe that'll happen whenever John ends up getting the whole suit and the ring. I just think it needs to be lit up a little bit more. But I love the outside gold trim. You got the
Ring?
green in the middle, and once I light up right there, man, we about to be cooking like fish grease. Give it time, y'all. Give it time.
Okay. I've heard some criticisms online about the lack of like green filter on things because a clear Green Lantern is supposed to be more green. People have been upset with how the ring has been kind of generating Green Lantern's powers. Like this is something that Hal Jordan generated by the jukebox's $20 bill.
Hmm.
Vic, did you think that they should have done a little bit more in the series to like kind of highlight these, the superhero powers with the green at all?
No, not really. I mean, like, well, maybe because I think because look, you didn't find out that the guy saved himself through bubble wrap until way after. I think they
Hmm.
definitely could have shown that, but
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting. Like, and I kind of understood like that's kind of where the training is going. Like, you got to think on your feet so that
Okay.
you can make stuff. Because that's the cool thing about Green Lantern. He just uses the ring and makes all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And we only got a snippet of it here. Like, it was, oh,
Hmm.
he made a little bit of money. That's it. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I think I had a feeling this episode was going to piss you off.
What?
I felt like it was just too slow for you. You know
It
what I
was hella
mean?
slow.
Straight up.
It was hella
I feel
slow.
like it was too slow for you. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like I feel like as the episodes come along, there's just going to be a lot more drop because there was just sprinkles here, and
It was
that
nothing
money
that
was just a sprinkle compared to what's coming later.
it
Yeah,
was.
you
They could have did more to build up the mystery for me when they had the whole thing with the at the football field and then there's aliens on the football field. They already then solved the case. We already got to see this damn alien later on in the episode. And honestly, this was one of my favorite scenes in the episode. If I can pull up the right image, I don't know if I added it. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. But there was a scene where he was interrogating this alien. Oh, here it is. And after this long interrogation where the alien of course was denying it, he kind of led like, hey, well, if I am an alien, I can do this and that. And I thought this was a really good scene, but there's really no mystery for me in this, and I love decoding a good mystery. The only thing that was kind of mysterious was the end scene that we'll get into in just a bit. But it something about this episode was just a little bit dry and a little bit boring for me. That
it's it's the pilot. They had to set it up.
Mhm.
They had to set
uh-huh.
it up.
Mhm.
They had to
Mhm.
set it up. They had to
Okay.
Mhm.
sprinkle a couple of layers here and there. They couldn't give us everything. You know what I'm
Hmm.
Exactly.
saying? But
Okay.
Exactly.
but that's why they kind of say like more of the action towards like the last 15 minutes, I would say. But they just had to set it up here and there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Well.
you're right. You're right. See, a lot of people thought, a lot of people hyped it up, but I did
Mhm.
see some people online. They thought, hey, this first episode was kind of boring. This first episode was kind of lackluster. You know what I'm
Kind of
saying?
dry.
So
Mhm.
I'm like, just we're gonna level up, y'all. Don't worry, we're
Mhm.
gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Well, to run through a couple of the characters that we were introduced to in this episode, we have the sheriff, McCone, I believe that's how they pronounce the last name. She is running things in the country setting here. She apparently does not like Hal at all, like
Huh.
whatsoever. That she even had him arraigned. At which point, a lawyer had to come represent him, who turned out to be her husband. This is Billy Malcolm, and he is apparently from a very well-off family because not only does he represent Hal Jordan for the free pro bono, they pay his bail, which was mentioned to be $200,000 for the low sum of just coming to dinner to meet his dad, which looks like his older brother, but we won't get into that right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
And this was a very interesting character for me this episode. I will give it to this character because I have so many questions about him. One, how did he come about this money? How is it? Because he mentioned that he was like kind of like a property manager of this place. When they get to his home on this huge ranch where they have like this military, this kind of workers there, they're shooting, they're learning how to defend themselves. He's not the man who's running things. He is the property manager. So how did they come about all of this money? And also, what kind of intrigued me as well was the fact that earlier in the episode, we saw that our boy, John Stewart, hooked up with this very nosy woman at the bar. She was asking too many questions for me personally. I don't know why he was answering every question that she had in relation to the ring and the Guardians. I'm not the Guardians, the Green Lanterns and all of this. She was being too nosy for me, but apparently Jon Stewart didn't give a damn because he was answering every one of her questions and
I
smashed
mean,
her in the car outside.
happens to you, you know what time it is.
That's wow. First of all,
That's just what it is. Like,
I was disgusted. I was disgusted. He's just like any kind of like, oh, kind of like, oh, he's attractive kind of thought any woman was having in relation to this man gone out the window because you just hooked up with this granny the same night that you met her at the bar. Like, ew,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, John was knocking down that granny, man. Like, boy, I was laughing, I was rolling. I'm like, man, like, I feel like he's in a get out town. Like, there's not too many black people around there. Wherever they're shooting this at in the
Uh-huh.
Midwest, I feel like
Yeah.
maybe it's him and two more black people. You know what I'm saying? But hey, John said I gotta get it in where I can fit it in.
Oh, in the car.
exactly. There's not a lot of options.
And then it's
You
not a
know,
lot of options.
it's not a lot of options. So like, you know,
But it
Yeah.
turns out she was married to this man right here, the property
Yikes.
manager.
mhm.
Yep.
Right. So it's all of these connecting kind of lines. This seems to be a very small town. Everyone's related to everyone or knows everyone.
Mhm.
And this is the character that I'm most curious about so far this episode
Listen,
because
he probably
how is
sent
it
his
that
wife to do that.
what'd you say?
He probably sent his wife to do that.
You think so? You think that's
Hell yeah, they trying to use them. They
ooh
up to something.
maybe
They up to something. He's giving Lex Luthor. They
because
up to something.
he did know that Jon Stewart smashed his wife. He said
Uh-oh.
it's nothing like eating off another man's grill. That's exactly what he said.
That's a line right there. Oh my God.
Yes.
Mm.
So I want to know what's going to happen with him. I want to know how they're going to, or like how deep they're going to go with this metaphor of aliens and colonialism and him trying to defend Earth against being, taken over. So yeah, that was probably the most interesting character for me this episode. Um, but yeah, guys, by the time we get to the very end, we find out that this is everything we've seen thus far has happened 10 years in the past. It took place in 2016. And by the end of the episode, they are flash forward into 2026, I want to say. And we have our Jon Stewart. Sans ring. He still ain't a Green Lantern. He's been an apprentice for 10 years. He goes he gets called back to the football field by the sheriff, and they see the body of Hal Jordan, who is also Sans ring. The ring is nowhere to be found. It's not on Jon Stewart's hand. It is not on Hal Jordan's hand. Thoughts and theories about where the ring could be. The Lawrence Report. What do you think?
Well,
Mhm.
I don't think that is how. I think it could be.
Okay.
I think it could be one of those manhunters, and we'll end up meeting those guys a little bit later on in episodes. They was before the lanterns or whatever, but I don't think that's how. I don't think that's how, but it remains to be seen, basically. I remember reading about some leaks online, like way before the show debuted. I did see one of the leaks was saying that Hal was going to die episode one, but I'm like, I feel like they're getting ready to set something up with Hal. Like later on, this is gonna get us to season two. I got a feeling we're gonna see another version of Hal.
Okay. All right. What about you, Vic? How did you feel about this reveal of Hal Jordan being dead at the end of the episode, and where do you feel that the ring is? I know. Well, to bring up Superman yet again. In Superman, we saw that there was that other Green Lantern, and if there's only one Green Lantern at a time on Earth, maybe the ring is with him. I forget the name. The guy with the bowl cut
Guy
from the
Guy
Superman.
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner. So I
Yes.
wonder how it is that Guy Gardner got the ring before Jon Stewart. If Jon Stewart has been, auditioning and interviewing for this role for the past 10 years. What do you think happened here, Vic?
Well, no, I think that he decided to just try to stay with the ring as long as possible.
Okay.
and it somehow ended up sitting there. Either got frozen to death or just died or whatever, and then somebody came and took the ring, or he might have lost the fight and then lost the ring. I think we're gonna find out over time because like we said before, all they did was give us sprinkles for this story. And
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be a traditional story. I think this show is called Lanterns because there's
Mm-hmm.
more than one.
Oh,
I don't think they called it the Green Lantern because there's not one named person. I think there's going to be more than one, and they're going to deviate in this series from whatever it is that they did in the past.
okay. All right.
Kind of like the animated Superman show,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? That we've been doing because
Mm-hmm.
that look how different it is compared to like regular Superman.
Right.
How you wear a hoodie and nobody knows you're Superman? You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
well,
Like, hey, come on now, like, you know
y'all.
what I mean? Like, it's just different. But this is gonna be different. That's one of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to. It. I had a feeling this was gonna be boring to you because it was slow,
Hell,
but I think this is gonna pick up. You know what I mean? I definitely think
uh,
it's gonna.
all right. Well, with that, let's get into some of these comments. We have some thoughts here. We got our friend here, Swan Fan. Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining. We have is this breaking news? Congrats, Lawrence, for hitting 1K subscribers. Good
Yeah.
work, my boy. Salute. Congratulations.
Hey,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We did it.
no
Appreciate
Congratulations.
doubt.
that.
Oh, we got a
Hey,
couple more in the chat. All right. Congratulations, such a 1,000.
Thank you.
We have
Thank you.
Raiden Cloud. I hope they keep Hal dead so it adds to the weight. I would be so sad if he did. I told y'all how I feel about Kyle Chandler. I love me some Kyle Chandler. I don't want him to be dead. Again, as I mentioned before, I'm not familiar as much with the Green Lanterns. I know the Lawrence report mentioned something about manhunters or something like that. So we'll see how that comes into play. But don't get off my boo, Hal
I,
Jordan,
I
please.
I think I understand the storyline that they're trying to adapt, which is when I say Hal's coming back later, right,
Uh-huh.
which will be for season two. They're trying to adapt this storyline when Hal becomes Parallax, and that's another
Okay.
version of a lantern, basically, right? But it's like an evil version of a lantern if they go down that. But we really won't know until basically like mid-season, I think. I think that's when we'll know. Maybe around like episode 5. But I think that's what they're going to do. Where we'll have like an evil version of Hal.
Mhm. All right. Well, let's find out because I'm still here. Even though I said this episode was met, I'm still here for more episodes. We have Tamika Zen. Hi, Tamika. I still can't wait for the next episode. Raiden Cloud, Hal will appear throughout most of season one. I'm sure. I really do hope so. Swag fan, excuse me. Facts. There's more than one Green Lantern. Yeah, looking forward to the next episode. The Ring Lost Power, another version of how may come later. I agree, Lawrence. All right, we got a couple of the comic book readers in the chat, it looks like.
nice.
Hey, Vacay.
Yeah.
Uh Swag fan, I don't pick up see they're laying breadcrumbs right now. I hope so, because I'll be watching, but I'll be judging.
I hope the one thing I do hope I hope
Uh-huh.
we do not have to wait. A lot of times these shows do this right here. They'll wait till like episode 7 or episode 8 for the character to finally put on the suit. I'm hoping that James Gunn is smart enough. He knows this stuff, right? But
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping he's smart enough, like, yo, if we got 8 episodes, I need Aaron Pierre, aka John Stewart, in that suit no later than by episode 4 or 5. Don't make me wait
Ooh,
until the
okay.
final episode, we see him in the suit for 10 minutes. I'm going to be highly pissed off.
Let me tell you something, because I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen at all. I don't even think we might not even get this man in the suit at all in season one. Let me tell you something. I don't think it's going to happen, but we will see, guys. That has been the episode. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for liking the video and subscribing to our channels. We have down below the Lawrence Report, who just hit 1,000 subscribers. Again, congratulations. We have my channel, See the Superior, and of course, we have Unpopular Review Entertainment. So please subscribe to all of our channels. And join us for more lanterns. I'm not sure officially what day of the week we're doing it or not. I'll let you guys know, but please subscribe for more because we will be covering episode 2. And we will talk to you then. See you later. Goodbye. See ya.